Okay, so I wanted to talk about something that the Russo brothers have pretty much talked about in an interview. Now, I don't know how much of this is true, but I thought I just might as well entertain this for prosperity, just for the fun of it. Let's entertain this in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So apparently, the Russos were in an interview, and they talked about that after the events of Captain America Civil War, Steve Rogers is no longer Captain America. That's right. He is no longer Captain America. The shield is gone. His costume is gone. Because they said Steve Rogers' story as Captain America ended with Civil War. And I was like, okay, that does make sense. Captain America ending his career, letting that part of Steve Rogers letting that part of his life go after, the events of Civil War. I feel like that seems like a logical idea. And yeah, so the big question is, what's next for Captain America? Now, apparently, Chris Evans' deal, the Marvel movie deal that he has signed up for, is that Chris Evans said that he has, in his contract, he has one more movie to do, and that's that's Avengers: Infinity War Part 1. That's the first Infinity War. So, first off, this is not. Let's talk about something interesting here. First off, could the Russo brothers be going with Steve Rogers at least for one more movie? Could they be doing? Could they basically be doing a story where Captain America takes on another superhero persona? If you guys remember, Captain America for a short time, he gave up his costume and shield after being just totally disillusioned by total government corruption, and he gave up the shield and basically said, "Yeah, I'm done." And he took on the persona of Nomad because he felt like he was a man without a country, more or less. So, as Nomad, he went around basically doing the same stuff Captain America did, but he was a little more off the radar, and this is also how we got U.S. Agent as Captain America. So I thought this was a really interesting idea right here. I think this might be cool. Now, could it be possible that Captain America might go, in the Marvel Universe, become Nomad? I don't know, because obviously the costume would be a lot different, but still, I feel like it's a possibility. Don't get me wrong. I feel like it's a strong possibility that Captain America could go total Nomad in here. But I don't feel like he'll. I don't know if they'll give him a new costume. But they did say, yeah, he's done as Captain America, but on the other hand, that doesn't essentially mean that he's going to get a new costume. That doesn't, just because he's ending as Captain America doesn't mean he's just going to be like, oh, no, now I'm Nomad now. Again, this is all from the article. Maybe they announced it in, I only read one interview, so I need to do more, clearly, I need to do more research these days. But yeah, so I don't know if they're going to go full, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe they have announced that, maybe he is going to be Nomad in the next, in the next Avengers movie. I have no idea. I really have no idea, honestly. But from what I read, yeah, all I know is that he's officially done as as Captain America, and yeah. But as Nomad, let's entertain that. What if he does become Nomad for at least one film? That might be interesting. I mean, he would still be leading an underground movement of the Avengers. Half the Avengers are now... most of the Avengers that were arrested were now hiding in Wakanda. Rhodey now has to... he was paralyzed from the damage from the suit. All that's really left is Iron Man, War Machine, and Spider-Man, kind of, as well as Vision. That's really all that's left that, everyone else is just hiding out in Wakanda with Black Panther, waiting for, Infinity War. So that's kind of that's really all there is to it, really. That is just kind of it. I was going somewhere with this, and then my train of thought just totally derailed. I would like to think that, and also, you also have to entertain that, with I think also they said that, they decided not to call it an Infinity War Part 1, maybe something else, and I'm thinking... Now, hear me out on this one, because this might be totally insane, but I think what might happen for the first half of Infinity War is that they might do something with the Masters of Evil. Maybe they'll do something with the Masters of Evil because Baron Zemo's still alive. But then you have to say, well, half the other Marvel villains are kind of dead, so what the fuck does that mean? Yeah, we still got Abomination somewhere. He's still alive. And the leader is out there somewhere, unless they decide, because they've never really brought that up again. Maybe the Russos can bring back the leader. So Abomination, he's still alive. Leader, depending on if anyone decides to put in canon the rest of it. Well, I know it's in canon. Let me rephrase that. If anyone decides to do anything else with the Incredible Hulk movie rather than just make it a one and done, yeah. That's kind of it, really. Oh man, that's kind of it. So leader possibly, but really it would have to be all new villains unless they decide not to kill, the villains in Thor Ragnarok and bring in some new villains in between the first half. But yeah, I just have this weird feeling that you just don't leave Baron Zemo, the guy who created, who was a major hand in creating a incarnation of the Masters of Evil. Hell, in Earth's Mightiest Heroes, he's the one behind it. So, could it be possible that, maybe they left him alive for a reason, instead of just killing him off? Could it be at all possible that... And he also didn't seem that bummed about... He basically didn't feel about too bummed out about being captured anyway. He was just kind of like, oh, well, it felt almost like part of his plan. So, yeah, it could, that could be a strong possibility right there. But yeah, going back to what I was saying about Steve Rogers, Steve's now on the run. He's kind of lost a lot of faith in his government and a lot of his team, because now the Avengers are officially broken. It's left, and his best friend is going back, under the ice. Well, until, the next Avengers film. Or whenever. Anyway. So, yeah, this could, I find it interesting that they've just decided, no, Steve Rogers, no longer Captain America. Yeah, and it feels right that, Steve Rogers ends his career at Captain America Civil War, because I feel like that kind of ended the whole story for him. But yeah. So you guys tell me, what do you guys think of Steve Rogers no longer being Captain America in the MCU? The Marvel Cinematic Universe. Of course you know what the MCU is. Why did I say that out loud? Fuck. But yeah, just comment below, let me know. I'm really curious to see what you guys have to say about this. Do you think he'll be Nomad? And what else do you think is the future of Marvel? Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I'm out.